Hi guys! In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a Mother's Day story called The Kissing Hand. The Kissing Hand is written by Audrey Penn and illustrated by Ruth Harper and Nancy Leake. So this story is the story of a young raccoon called Chester who doesn't want to go to school because he doesn't want to leave his home and his mom. So his mom comes up with a great idea so he can feel safe and loved when he goes back to school. I hope you're going to enjoy this story, and I'll see you at the end of this video to share a couple of ideas of activities with you guys, so enjoy.
The Kissing Hand by Audrey Penn. To Stephanie Rebecca Corain and children everywhere who love to be loved. Chester Raccoon stood at the edge of the forest and cried. "I don't want to go to school," he told his mother. "I want to stay home with you. I want to play with my friends, and play with my toys, and read my books, and swing on my swing. Please, may I stay home with you?" Mrs. Raccoon took Chester by the hand and nuzzled him on the ear. "Sometimes we all have to do things we don't want to do," she told him gently, "even if they seem strange and scary at first. But you will love school once you start. You'll make new friends and play with new toys, read new books, and swing on new swings. Besides," she added, "I know a wonderful secret that will make your nights at school seem as warm and cozy as your days at home." Chester wiped away his tears and looked interested. "A secret? What kind of secret?" "A very old secret," said Mrs. Raccoon. "I learned it from my mother, and she learned it from hers. It's called the Kissing Hand." "The Kissing Hand?" added Chester. "What's that?" "I'll show you." Mrs. Raccoon took Chester's left hand and spread open his tiny fingers into a fan. Leaning forward, she kissed Chester right in the middle of his palm. Chester felt his mother's kiss rush from his hand, up his arm, and into his heart. Even his silky black mask tingled with a special warmth. Mrs. Raccoon smiled. "Now," she told Chester, "whenever you feel lonely and need a little loving from home, just press your hand to your cheek and think, 'Mommy loves you, Mommy loves you.' And that very kiss will jump to your face and fill you with toasty warm thoughts." She took Chester's hand and carefully wrapped his fingers around the kiss. "Now, do be careful not to lose it," she teased him. "But don't worry, when you open your hand and wash your food, I promise the kiss will stick." Chester loved his kissing hand. Now he knew his mother's love would go with him wherever he went, even to school. That night, Chester stood in front of his school and looked thoughtful. Suddenly, he turned to his mother and grinned. "Give me your hand," he told her. Chester took his mother's hand in his own and unfolded her large, familiar fingers into a fan. Next, he leaned forward and kissed the center of her hand. "Now you have a kissing hand too," he told her, and with a gentle "goodbye" and "I love you," Chester turned and danced away. Mrs. Raccoon watched Chester scamper across the tree limb and enter school, and as the hoot owl rang in the new school year, she pressed her left hand to her cheek and smiled. The warmth of Chester's kiss filled her heart with special words. "Chester loves you," it sang. Chester loves you. I love you.
I hope you enjoyed the story of Chester and his mom. Personally, the first time I read this story, I was charmed by the relationship between Chester and his mom and how she takes care of him, but he also takes care of her. So that's pretty sweet. So for the activities for this book, I found a game. So it's kind of like a board game. You play with, it's 2 to 4 players. You need a dice or dé to play, and you are going to need something to mark where you are. Donc comme un petit pion, if you don't have any of those at home, just use pieces of paper with colors on them. That's going to be perfect. And so on each space where you land, you have a question or an action. So for example, one of the questions that you can answer is, who are the main characters? C'est qui les personnages principaux dans l'histoire? So you have to answer that question before you can do your next move, so before throwing the dice again. So that's how you play. There's also some action spaces, like move ahead 3 spaces. Donc tu vas avancer de 3. There are sometimes some places where you have to go back to the beginning. So the goal of the game is the first one who finishes. So you're going to be playing this game either with mom for Mother's Day or with dad also if mom needs a little break. So really as you want. So I hope you're going to enjoy this board game, so this comprehension board game. And I also included a coloring page. It's a little extra. If you want to do that as well, you can. So I hope you're going to enjoy. I hope you're going to have fun playing the game. And most of all, I really hope that you loved the story as much as I did. So have fun.